Hey Aquarius, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. We take what works, we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, go check your other major placements. Major placements are Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to start off with botanical inspirations for some inspiration. And then we're going to move on to a regular tarot spread. And then end it with these beautiful wild Kuan Yin cards. Oh my gosh, what? How is this possible? Okay, Capricorn just got tuberose. So tuberose, dangerous pleasure. How is this possible? Because I saw these cards when I was starting it and they just fell out right away. I don't understand. It's okay, it's tarot. We don't have to understand what's going on here. We'll just... All right. Dangerous pleasure, the secret of reaping the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment from life is to live dangerously. Nietzsche. All right, so tuberose, it does have quite a sexual history, but I don't think we necessarily need to take it that direction. It's just talking about living dangerously, getting enjoyment out of life, no risk, no reward. Oh, yeah, that's it. Because Capricorn just got this one. And now that I say no risk, no reward, the Capricorn reading is making so much sense to me. Okay. Oh, well. So the tuberose, though, was sort of a forbidden, highly limited flower in the Victorian era. They associated it very strongly with sex. I thought it was going to, look like a sex organ, like does the root look like a sex organ? No, the thing is it has a very different smell, a much more intoxicating smell that it produces at night than during the day. And it's used in very expensive perfumes that I've never purchased. And so the Victorians were actually onto something as far as having this be a forbidden flower because they found out a couple decades ago, science caught up with the Victorian idea and discovered that one of the chemicals that this plant puts off is the same chemical our skin produces when we orgasm. So they were onto something. Anyway, so no risk, no reward is basically what the tuberose is. And then garden heliotrope. Devotion and dreams fulfilled. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Their risky dreams, their crazy dreams. These two, that's Eleanor Roosevelt, by the way. And these two together, oh my gosh, I love this. Oh my gosh. I have Aquarius in my major placements. I'm very excited about it. Oh my gosh, living dangerously. Some sort of crazy dream might be coming true here. Devotion and fulfilled dreams. That's like really being dedicated to something. All right, Aquarius. This is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. This is so wild how the same cards, pretty amazing despite the copious amounts of shuffling between each thing. Libra got this Hermit card here. Cancer got the Moon card. Someone else got the Moon card. Aries got this Eight of Cups. Fascinating. One fascinating thing that's happened with this week's readings is that so far people have told me on multiple different cards and card types that their other major placements are getting at least one or two cards exactly the same from another major placement, and I find that very fascinating. So this could be happening in this reading right here, Aquarius. So we have the Hermit card in your recent past. This is St. Francis of Assisi, and St. Francis of Assisi did not become St. Francis of Assisi because he sat in class and was a good little student and got straight A's and did exactly what he was supposed to do all the time. He talked to animals, he took off, he did his own thing. He did his own thing so hard that he became a saint. Which is pretty impressive given church institution ideals and the need for institutions for people to follow their rules and be in lockstep. So, but great rewards for following your own life, following your own unique path. So this is going it alone, striking out alone, going like, you know what, I don't think what I'm supposed to do, I don't think all of this is really working for me. I got to go figure out me here. I got to go figure out myself here. What do I want? And this is like step by step, you know, not having a big giant vision, a clear vision of where you're going, and then planning that. I've always thought it would be great to sort of, you know where I want to go, and then like reverse engineer all the steps. And I think that would be really cool and really fun. I'm not built that way. It took me a very long time to realize that I've got to go step by step and be inspired by the next step and then inspired by the next step. It does not work for me to have, it stresses me out when I do have an overall vision, and generally I never do. So then it stresses me out to think that I'm supposed to have an overall vision. So some of us just operate better going step by step and following sort of the breadcrumb trail, not breadcrumb, the cookie crumb trail that's been left for us by our spirit, who's several steps ahead of us. So in this sense, we have struck off on our own, Aquarius, and we have followed our own path, followed our own heart, gotten very in touch with who we are without all the labels, without the expectations. Who are we today, right now? And who we are today, right now, is someone that is, the next step is calling. So we have this Hermit card here, this, going step by step. And this Eight of Cups card, to me, is that next step calling, that next step coming in. Your intuition's coming in here, and it's going to call you forward. You've got what you've got right here. You've collected all these cups so far. Should be pretty satisfying, should be pretty good, but something's going to be calling you forward, or currently is, or something like that. Like, okay, I followed the beat to my own drummer. I followed my own inner path. I took off on my own. I figured out what I wanted out of the situation. I figured out what I wanted here. And now I'm getting that next hit of inspiration. Oh my God, I love this. Because this moon shows up on this next card too. Right here, right? So something's calling you forward. Something's calling you away from where you've been. From the situation, and that's the kind of path you recently committed to, is that path where each step is going to be revealed along the way, and that you're kind of on your own here for a while anyway, and that's the way you like it, that's what you want, because you're following the crowd wasn't working for you, doing what other people typically do in this situation, or typically doing what following the crowd, following the freeway and not the side gravel dirt road, it just wasn't working for you. So you took off on your own, and now you're getting your next hit. It's unfolding the way you meant it to unfold. You're getting your next hit on what comes next. Okay. And I think that's why we're getting this dangerous pleasure, living dangerously, because this is kind of risky, heading out on a new thing. A little bit of risk here, because you could lose all the 8 cups you have. It is like raising someone's bet, or raising in the card games, in poker, when you're like, I'll raise you. It's scary. It's like the next thing. Okay, well, I've got a lot to lose. I've got more to lose now. How confident am I in this risk I'm about to take? So that's a little bit, you might be being called forward into some kind of risk, to leave the safety yet again, into some other new place. And then this moon card is showing up for the 3rd time this week in your hopes, fears, and what's your hopes and fears in your inner landscape. So there's no better place for the moon card than in your inner landscape, because that's what the moon card is about. Subconscious issues, subconscious things going on here. And sort of this surreal subconscious things going on, subconscious issues you may not be aware of. And with the other ones too, I was talking about having been in the river the other day, and this crawdad got my attention by like sneaking up behind me and wiggling his little antenna on my ankle, and I turned around to see what it was, and it was a little crawdad trying to eat me, like burr, burr, burr. And I kind of oh my God, what, you jerk. But then later I thought, what would have been interesting is to see how far I would have taken that, because I was in no real danger there. I was just sort of it was just kind of a creepy crawly, right? But I was in no real danger. So I think that there could be something in your subconscious to look at. There's no real danger here. There's no you're not gonna turn out to be a monster. You just got, like all of us, some creepy crawlies. And I don't even know what those are. Those are like weeds. Those are like just something that society has decided that is undesirable. And so we hide those things because we don't want to be rejected by society, and we don't want to be rejected by ourselves. But since we've kind of turned our back on the main path here, then we're only worried probably about rejecting, because we already rejected the rejectors, right? We're like, yeah, no, I'm not going to play your game. I'm not doing that already. So we already did that. So maybe we're worried about self-rejection. So coming into looking at some of our tendencies, our, self-destructive tendencies, the way we can, what do you call that when you like impede your own progress? So anyway, there's something down there, a creepy crawly down inside, and you've got to commit to loving yourself no matter what you see down there. You're always going to love yourself, unconditional love for yourself, and then you can start to open up those other chambers of your psyche and look at some of the darker places and some of the creepy crawlies. And they may not actually be able to harm you or hurt you, but they do require your attention and for you to look at them. So we're looking deep into our subconscious issues. Leo had like a 12-step program come out in theirs this week, and I was looking into that, and step 4 is like really taking an inventory of yourself and the way you screw up and the way you some of the more difficult aspects of your personality. So this is like a step 4 here, a situation with the moon card is looking at possibly ways that you've misguided yourself, ways that you've hampered yourself, ways that you've self-sabotaged. Yeah, looking at some of these things and playing with them, like this crawdad in the river, that no real harm is probably going to come from digging up some of this stuff or looking at some of your subconscious issues. So just playing with them and being a little more open to having a relationship with those darker, creepy crawlies inside of you, right? And they're a lot less scary if you're just like, I love myself no matter what I find in there. Just commit before you even look. And so King of Swords is what's at issue here. King of Swords reversed. So this is something very traditional. We've already turned our back on traditional. This is some sort of traditional person in power. They're not being very fair. Maybe they're not being very clear. They're not being honest. There might be some stupidity here. So one of your creepy crawlies that you're sometimes kind of dumb. Anyway, so he's in reverse. So this could be dangerous. Somebody who's a little bit dangerous, a little bit cruel, a little bit too mean. Like, a King of Swords in the reverse, he's going to be an asshole. He's going to be mean. He's going to be verbally abusive. He's going to be cruel. So there could be some sort of person in authority over you, or some sort of figure in your life that seems to have some sort of power over you that's cruel and verbally abusive and very difficult. And this could actually be continuing to affect you. And since we're dealing with this moon here and we're dealing with the Hermit, I think we're talking about some sort of thing in your psyche. And there could be somebody, one of these creepy crawlies could be a voice from someone from your past, an abusive voice from someone that you've internalized. An internalized King of Swords could be an externalized King of Swords, but just with all these other cards here, I feel like we're dealing with an internalized King of Swords, internalized verbal abuse, internalized abusive behavior, cruelty. And I think that this could be one of these things that you're dealing with in your moon, in your subconscious issues. Could be an internalized voice that's very destructive, very cruel, and very mean and self-sabotaging. Here in your environment, so that I would expect this in the internal card. That's one reason I love this spread, is that I get these very surprising things in your environment is anxiety. So there could be somebody in your environment that's having a lot of anxiety, and maybe they're taking it out on you. This is Nine of Swords. This is fears, anxieties, being safe in your environment, but maybe your environment's being affected by your anxieties or affected by your fears somehow. It's external to you, and it's these thoughts and maybe some words that came in. I guess that's why I'm feeling like this. Okay, so this King of Swords could be somebody around you in your environment that's being very verbally abusive, trying to get you to feel anxiety. There's some sort of situation here that might be provoking anxiety or provoking you, or you're dealing with this anxiety. Maybe this journey that you went on, it's sitting right underneath this Hermit card. So maybe striking out on your own here and moving forward to something else, something new, or just moving forward on your path has hit some sort of nerve, hit some sort of deep psychological wound here. And it's caused anxiety. There's something going on in your environment that's triggering you, that's triggering a deep psychological wound. And you're having to deal with that. I feel like it's like this black dog has come in to wake you up, to deal with some of this self-sabotaging behavior, some of this, these fears and these anxieties. Because, right, you know, St. Francis of Assisi, I don't know how he felt, but most of us would feel when we first start talking to animals and first start like, okay, that path, that thing everyone else is doing is not for me. I'm going to go do this thing. That's very anxiety producing and provoking, because we are social creatures, and we do need that network of people, and we do need that, we do, you know, we survived for so long because of our cooperating with each other. So if you're stepping out on your own and taking this huge risk, oh yeah, this risk is causing some massive fears right now. Something coming up here from your subconscious and creating anxieties, possibly depression, possibly some fears. But I think it's this trigger from this King of Swords from your past here that's really waking this up. Here. Yeah, hopefully these aren't the dreams that are being fulfilled. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Here's your to-do list, the Sun card. So you're in this situation. You're dealing with the Moon card internally. Maybe it's talk about it. Oh, there's nothing. There's nothing our inner demons hate more. It's like sunshine on a vampire. Like, talk about it with a trusted source. Bring it to light. Bring it out into the open. Talk about it, because there's nothing our inner demons hate more than sunshine, than the bright light of being out in the open. Talking about it. This could also be just committing to thinking more positively. Like, and I don't mean that in a shallow way at all. You have to believe the self-talk. You can't be leaping off into some crazy self-talk that you don't even believe. Your body knows that, right? So you kind of inch yourself there. So this could be looking at getting clear. This could be getting clear on what this vision is that's calling you forward. Getting very clear on what that is on the next step, because it's sitting right under this Eight of Cups. So coming into clarity, and the Sun card is clarity, happiness, growth. So if you're looking into this Moon stuff, you know, this stuff, subconscious issues and self-sabotage stuff, maybe we're looking into some real growth, committing to our real growth. And maybe that's what this is. This is calling you. The Moon itself is calling you out of the darkness and into some sort of light, into some sort of growth, into some sort of place of clarity, of honesty. Maybe just focusing on turning these thoughts around. Sometimes one of the best things to do when you're dealing with anxious thoughts or dealing with that is to just literally flip the thought completely around, you know, or to have gratitude for that not having happened yet. You know, I'm worried my kid's going to get hit by a car, can easily, very gently and easily turn into, I am so grateful my kid has not been hit by a car. especially like that blue car that the neighbor kid drives really fast down the street. I'm really glad the neighbor kid has never hit my kid, and I'm really glad, so it can be pretty easy to turn that into gratitude. So we're looking at these beautiful dreams. So staying focused on your beautiful dreams, maybe staying focused on where you're going and not where you're coming from. The light because there is a dawn coming in here, right? There's a dawn. You're being called forward out of a darker area into this dawn, and so being very focused, because we have this dreams fulfilled. Being very focused. Yeah, maybe you've taken some risks here, but being focused on what if they do work out. This is that quote, like, oh, I kind of don't like it, but I kind of do. It's like, this. I don't know what the context is, but what if I fall? Oh, but what if you fly? So I feel like these two sitting right next to each other, this is what if I fall? What if I take this leap? What if I do this risky thing? And what if I fail? And what if I fall? And this is staying focused on the idea of what if I fly? And then where you're going, 3 of Wands. You're watching your ships come in. Most decks don't have the ship actually visible here. Most decks have you watching the horizon because you know your ship is coming in. And but I like this one because this is like, yeah, I've been standing here for a while hoping for my ship to come in, and now it is. That's right. I know exactly what this ship is, and here it's coming. Okie doke. That's my ship, and it's coming in. So that looks like, you set off for something out of this faith and this belief that what the current situation isn't working for you. And what do you find? You find this faith. This is what if I fly? Oh my gosh, look at this. What if I fall? Staying focused on the risk, on the rewards of the risk. What if I fly? And then here you are. This is basically and then it happens and your ship comes in. So this is holding the faith, being clear on what you want and holding the faith, because it's coming. It is coming in and you'll know it. And this is a card of ultimate faith, where we just know that this is coming to us. We know it's a card of deep intuition, I feel like. And sitting right underneath this moon card, I think you've had a lot of fears of what it means if this doesn't come in. I think you've been dealing with some fears here about what it means what if this doesn't happen. And how am I self-sabotaging and preventing this from coming in for me? And this moon card is all the things unseen. And this is these unseen things, this faith in the unseen, this faith in this dream that you've had that you've not been able to see. This is it, you seeing it and it coming in and coming for you. It also reminds me of, I just posted it on Twitter, like what you're searching for is searching for you. And here you are, you're just standing here, and this ship is coming towards you. You didn't have to get on a ship and go find the other ship. You're standing here, right where you are, and this ship is coming for you. What you want is coming towards you. It will not pass you by. It's coming towards you. And so this is why you're being asked to remain positive, remain clear. Yeah, the situation doesn't look good right now. It doesn't look like you're going to get what you want. But you need to remain positive, remain clear, continue growing, and this ship, possible outcome, that ship coming in. But I do think you have to deal with the fears of what if that ship doesn't come in, because I think there's growth for you in that question, in asking that question, and then your time will come. Yes, here we go. Your time will come. So this is the Kuan Yin Oracle, Wild Kuan Yin Oracle deck. Some souls are slower to blossom, building their inner beauty over time until just the right moment. Then the fullness of their beauty, power, and grace is revealed, providing powerful healing medicine for those in need of comfort and hope. So, oh my God, I love that. Your time will come. All right, Aquarius, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes and your comments and your subscribes. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful week.